10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Welcome back, everybody. Game number 2 here between SFTe-sports and Team Kinguin. As game number 1 went the way of SFT, we'll find out if the Polish lads can get themselves a foothold in this series, come back and maybe get a spot in that grand final, as this is a semi. We're through to the semis already, Trent. It's gone by so quickly somehow.
Oh, buddy, I just realized that I have dark chocolate covered almonds sitting right next to me. Do you know how happy I am right now? I mean, this is like a dream come true. Like, it's like it just materialized on my desk because suddenly they were there from whence I thought there was not chocolate covered almonds on my desk. So I'm quite pleased.
They just appeared. You know, I moved to Germany, and you know, I usually used to do a lot of cooking for myself, and I didn't really explore German cuisine, but we had this Christmas party within the first year of me joining, and I was introduced to, they're called burnt almonds here in German. I can't remember the actual German name for them, but whatever the frick they're called. But they're like sugar-coated, oven-roasted, like caramelly, like treacly toffee kind of covered almonds, which are nice and crunchy. Oh, they are just the best thing in the world. The best thing I've ever had, and I never encountered these before. I'm just like fully addicted to them, fully addicted. But they only come around at Christmas time. Good. They are, yeah, they're so good.
Hey, wait a second. Where's Necrophos?
Where is he?
So you started with an early ancient apparition, and this way your opponent can't really pick the Necrophos. Kind of leave it in the pool for yourself. All right, SFT, you've lost your Monkey King now. Team Kinguin also going to ban the Arc Warden.
Dire team ban.
I know, and they will take care of that Necrophos too, because they know they can't pick it, so it's a good choice. I have a feeling they're probably just going to ban the Arc Warden here. I can agree with leaving it to the second phase. I was being a bit facetious in saying first phase ban them, but oh no! Oh jeez.
Arc Warden.
Now I'm not down. Not down. Ban the Arc Warden.
It's being left in. And so is the Viper. They can go for the double threat of the Viper Venno here. Oh, SFT, please. Don't do it to us. Earthshaker, Venno, AA Clock. I feel like I prefer...
Great Rubik game.
Oh yeah, you're right. For both teams, right?
No, right now, SFT. Ah, damn. Okay. Well, I liked it better for SFT because of the aura up against Ancient Apparition, and also dealing with Clockwork. But you're right, it also is very good for Kinguin if it wasn't for the fact that, like, assuming the Clockwork is going to be a support now. I guess now we know the profit, but...
Oh well, it wasn't to be. Yeah. I do prefer the 2-hero opener, and I guess I prefer the 3-hero opener from Kinguin here, with hook shots, hogs, ice blast, the global, the pushing pressure from Prophet. You're able to force your opponents, you know, from one side of the map to the other relatively easily, and then find pickoffs.
They need Void here.
Yeah. Yeah, you're probably right.
If you don't pick it here, it's going to get banned, and
then you have no way of
catch
killing
on this Ember.
Yeah, exactly. You've got no way of killing
We saw
him.
this. The mid 1 Ember was impossible this morning.
But then, even with Void, you're dealing. Now you've said that, I'm thinking about this. I love the Bane pick. Then it seems so good. Yeah. It's a deterrent against the Void. You've got that catch, able to set up for a blink for Earthshaker, a Fisher, or just the Ember Spirit jumping in. But Kinguin, they are a team that loves running Drow Ranger, and this game will be no different. 3 ranged heroes so far, 2 of them cores, and with a third one likely to be the mid hero. Have another ranged hero there. SFT, what are you banning? The puck? Is that what you look towards?
What about Death Prophet?
I
think that would be really strong.
Something with a silence or a stun.
Dire team ban.
Puck is
there goes the puck.
Removed.
It's definitely the default one. There's no question on that. But I do like a Death Prophet pick for Kinguin.
What are some of the other options here? Shadow Fiend against the Ember seems pretty good. SF, overall seems decent for Kinguin, but I've not seen them play it, to be perfectly honest.
5 seconds remaining.
There is still the Viper, as stated before.
Oh, yeah.
That's actually pretty good. You can just shit on this Ember. Yeah, that sounds alright, actually.
Take the Viper. What about SFT?
Yeah, we kind of have a general idea as to what this idea should be for Kinguin, so we can kind of figure out what SFT want to do. Should be, I guess, a safe lane hero. I think this is probably an off lane Venomancer at this point.
I was assuming the same thing. Not a huge fan. I'm with you on the off lane and Necro and Veno kind of dissatisfaction. It's not dislike, it's not hating, it's just not the best, right?
Yeah.
Not the best. Well, SFT, what else have you been running here? What are you going to give Illidan? There's no CK, there's no Necro. Anti-Mage is out there, but against a Drow Ranger lineup, you're not going to be looking towards that. Wraith King is something that they've run before against a lot of aggro heroes.
Nikwa Broodmother's still in, though.
Oh. Ooh.
They'll probably have to ban that for Kinguin, I think.
You're absolutely right, aren't you?
Yeah.
That's what they are pontificating at this very moment, Trent.
I think so.
Thinking. What is scarier?
Because I was thinking, like, is there any other offlane hero that could, like, or, like, hero that could replace the Venomancer in a sense of, like, okay, so, like, what's, you know, what can really win this game out of the offlane? Because they need something to, I was picturing, like, wave clear or deep push and things like that, but the split push option of just the Brood is pretty gross. Very hard for them to handle right now. God, this would be such a free Brood game, actually. With the Ember Spirit 2 on your team, seems good.
You're into that, Broodmother.
Yeah,
very
bit, much so.
A little bit too much there.
Just
Trent.
a little bit.
Just a little bit. Oh.
Hell. Uh-oh. SpaghettiOs. That is a hero that gets out of cogs, though, so it's understandable.
Also one that's very good against, like all of these, right? Out of cogs, out of sprout, out of cold feet, manta away from gust, gap close onto drow. Final pick is Pugna. Hello, Anisha Pugna.
Okay, so we have to figure out what our lanes would be, though. If we send the Broodmother down into the drow, would it be worth it? Looks like you'd have a pretty damn good time, honestly. Digger can kind of show up, throw it a Fisher block, maybe. You could also safe lane the Ember and Pugna. I've seen Brood versus Pugna, and Brood does very well. The only problem is the Pugna fakes. If the Pugna, it basically comes down to a little bit of RNG, right? You start like faking Nether Blasts and stuff, but you can move the spiders pretty quick away from Pugna.
The mind games. Pugna's also very, very squishy. So if you go for that, you know, Blightstone into Soul Ring build, which we saw from Ame during the Chinese qualifiers, he literally bought Bloodstone as his first item as he was going to lane at level 1. He wasn't against the Pugna in that game, but he was against someone as, you know, equally as squishy. And he just goes and right clicks them, punches them like 3 or 4 times. They're on half HP. What can they do then? Here, you know, you could have the Bane definitely harassing mid and causing all kinds of havoc. As Weaver is going to be Illidan's hero, off lane Veno for Nikwa.
I was 2 legs off. Not quite right on that one. I heard the noise actually in my headset, and I was like, "Oh, is that actually the Broodmother?" But no, not so gross. Mother will not be arriving here.
Weaver.
I like this pick though.
There's no Queen of Pain for Illidan to walk into this game, so he's going to be fine on that front.
He'll be hunting down Elisash if he's anywhere nearby. Got good range on things like the Nether Ward, perhaps, or the same idea still holds strong in terms of like general catch too. It's pretty weak from Kinguin, and then the split push idea too with the Weaver is there. So, is it too much split push? Is it too little defense? Find out soon, because this is definitely a draft that could get run over by a Drow, in my opinion.
Do you go aggro? Like, I always ask this question, but do you go aggro with the Weaver Bane? Veno against Clockwork, then you have Weaver Bane, and then maybe a little bit of help from the Earthshaker. It doesn't look like they will. They'll just go standard lanes.
Yeah, I would have been okay with that. But yeah, it's the Shaker who's running and gunning here with the brown boots. Trying to get these wards down. Block the small camp. That'll be it.
And nothing so far from Kinguin. Well, there's one observer ward over on their side of the river in this middle lane. I'm most interested to see what Pexu does on this Bane. Not really much to set up for, but a Nightmare into, you know, a Fisher and a Swarm really can set up for Illidan to do a lot of damage in this game. Especially in this laning stage.
This third pick Bane after Clockwork and AA. Interesting pick.
Yeah.
Maybe they were just guarding the potential faceless void, I guess, was one of the better reasons to have it.
Yeah, it does feel like it was going that way. Well, this bounty rune is being heavily guarded here. Keep the Drow alive, take the bounty rune, as they are spinning around in circles near the trees. But there won't be a contest this time from the Radiant as they fall back to block up their waves. Fisher there to give the Venomancer a bit of a better time. Cancel not quite going to get in onto Thompson. A very common move we see from these 4-roll heroes, or even a pair of supports just moving along this ridge to kind of catch the mid laner as they come across after claiming their bounty rune. Do a bit of chip damage. Burn through one of the regens, one of the tangos. But it, for now, will be a straight 1v1. Pugna against Ember. Ember not going to be happy with this, even with the poor man's shield. Will struggle as Pugna is one of those really heavy lane dominators. Starts off with a decrep, but a little bit of a missed time there, it feels like. Now feels the pain as this Flame Guard from Thompson does a decent amount of damage back onto the Pugna. Top lane, battle kicking off. Cogs traps in Nikwa, but more importantly, pushes ST back. They kill off one of the Cogs though, and the body blocks the final hit. Ellis Ash clears him up. That was close. Well played to get him out, to get the Veno out of the Cogs, but the damage was there.
You really can't sleep on that level 1 Chilling Touch, man. It's a small part of AA now compared to how it used to be. He goes back over and he goes, well, what the hell? That's the worst feeling as a support, man. It's alright, though. He's going to get back in time to grab this camp. Pulled on up there with the Satyrs, too. So if you do it right, get a little bit lucky with the creep aggro, too. Lasts a pretty long time. Pulls the whole wave into that Satyr, or is pretty handy.
Clockwork just chases the Earthshaker back up to top.
Yeah, just get out of here.
Throw the Fisher in, looking for the block there. Onto the Drow Ranger, potentially for a bit more damage, but I won't land it as this pull.
Well, at least Ashley's gonna get it. Oh, yeah. Oh, another great feeling as a support player.
The last hit on the big creep.
Dude, 73 gold. Do you know how much money that is as a support? That's, like, insane. Oh.
It's your monthly wage there in 1 second.
Yep. That's one less player yelling at you for a ward. That's what that is.
Good Fisher
throws
stops
it a
them.
Gale to save his life. Yep.
This mid lane battle between Thompson and Nisha is a lot closer than I expected. Thompson is losing out on the regen battle though. Close to his bottle, but not close enough. Oh, the blast misses.
Yeah, he's in the danger zone now though. Once Pugna hits level 3 and he has the second point into the blast, things get very scary.
They sure do. ST, oh, this is a hasted Clockwork. Battery assault in 4. He's not got enough space or time as Nature's Prophet killed off Bane with the Nightmare Brain Sap, and yeah, Swarm and Chikuchi looks like all they needed to kill off the Nature's Prophet. And I guess Nightmare's a pretty good tool of just cancelling out a TP top lane though. Nikwa trapped in the Cogs again. Cancel there, not gonna die to the tower, but he dies to the AA.
Hey, that's just way faster, dude. Nice, it's some efficiency.
Instant respawn almost.
Yep.
Where's Fury?
Don't want to be denied the neutrals anymore.
Yeah, true. Very true.
Bane sets with 4 armor, what a hero. Hard to find decent supports up against Nature's Prophet, so at least that works out well for them.
Thompson's trying these sneaky little sleights of fist to dodge away from the Nether Blast, but like you were mentioning earlier, the fakey from Nisha cancels the animation, forces the sleight, and then launches the damage in. And you start to see the gap increasing, 24 and 13, 11 and 12. The Ember
Weren't they like
Spirit
12 and 12?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, that's gross.
Yep.
This is good though. He gets pulled in behind. He needs. Oh, say he needs every one of those last hits in the range creep.
No quelling. No quelling hurts. When you're trying to kill things on the tower.
Yeah, and against Pugna it hurts too, because he's just gonna keep on blasting that tower down.
What's the plan here? Well, they would have liked to make this Earthshaker rotate in towards mid, but he is found. Drow and AA take him out of the game. He stole their bounty rune though. It's a silver lining for
at least
him.
there's that. Yeah, there you go.
There's something.
They probably need some Zax for Thompson, I guess. But the supports are a little busy, of course. You said the Shaker's been going up the top lane. Bane, maybe he'll have a chance to make some here and there. There's a really nice potential one there with the Satyrs near the banner rune. Mid lane, Kesor is gonna get spotted out here. Oh, what is this? But he's an arcane rune.
He does. And he pops the cogs to push Earthshaker closer to the Pugna. Oh, the life drain not quite enough. But they burn a lot of Thompson's mana here as he wasn't able to secure the kill on the Clockwork, who dived in very deep. Now, the blast, the perfect nightmare. Pex, who's here at exactly the right time to save his teammate from that Pugna right-clicking him down. And they've got this shrine up. Perfect timing again. It all seems, honestly, when we watch SFT, it almost feels like, you know, the stars are aligning sometimes for them.
Yeah.
Everything seems like puzzle pieces slotting together.
Good. One thing didn't, though. They put the sentry down. And it does not quite see that observer over there. It's hidden on their own high ground.
Like 5 units away from it or something. Oh, here we go. Nether Blast. This is pre-level 6. He dodges Sleight of Fist with the chains now onto 2. But there's 4 heroes in this middle lane. They trapped him in the cogs. Sure, they're in there with him, but he'll die before the Flame Guard can do too much. Nice Glyph. Blocks out that blast from the Pugna, who is running low on mana. But they've got Treants, Creep Wave, and Carty the Catapult coming in to take down the Tier 1 pre-6 minutes. That Drow Aura kicking into gear. It's only level 1.
Yep.
9 bonus damage, but it's working.
Alright, and they instantly smoke up and Shrine. This is a very common play these days. And if you have it kept over, like if your mid lane went really well, the second you push down the tower like that, you just instantly go back, Shrine, smoke, come in for another kill, try and punch that mid laner, because you know they're going to be really alone.
He's hit level 6.
Invis rune to boot.
He's hit level 6 though. He'll jump himself away to this one. He's got a chains and another remnant to get back. Doesn't use the chains because he was mana starved. Nice little understanding or realization how his mana pool was going. Gets the escape. So much early aggression from Kinguin though at this point. But all of it
bottom next with Pugna, I think.
Yeah, I think so, because all of it so far has been forced onto the Ember. You know, sure, Nico has been taken down twice, but he'll set up that barricade of wards and he'll be okay just to keep the Tier 1 top alive, safe from the Drow Ranger for now. But the Ember Spirit Thompson, he needs to start finding places to farm. Mid lane looks safe. Katsor is going to try and make a little loop around, scout for people, but he's only level 3 on the Clockwork.
Yeah. Katsor did get a nice ward down, though. Right, inside, so probably showing what their next intentions are. We'll be through that area.
Try and come in through into this jungle area that Venno loves to take. And those Plague Wards. Look for the Tier 1 top.
Nisha's about to have his Veil. He can fly it down. You can hit up the Shrine. And then just keep on moving, too. They're all top, though, yeah.
Lots of
Easy
pings.
go on that Venno.
Oh,
jeez.
Weaver might find something here, though. Illidan spots Patos in the trees. They need some disable, though. Another Shiguchi and a Brain Sap. Okay, STST says he's mine.
Look where Drow TP'd, though.
Haha.
Yeah, you guys all want to show up top? Alright, cool.
Radiant's bottom tower
The counter to the SFT reactions. React accordingly.
The ping comes out from Venno, just like, God damn it. Everyone go. Venno first, now Shaker.
Gale level 1 with the Plague Wards. The Gust from Exotic Deer hits onto 2. So there isn't a Fisher just yet, but I think you kind of just resign. You know your life is forfeit when the Ember starts TPing. Those remnants would always catch up to you, regardless of the people sitting behind you. You know, there's no 6 on Clockwork, so there's no hookshot there. And Pugna probably wouldn't be able to save you with the Ember doing so much magic damage.
He was not counting on them reacting that quickly. Bit bit too bold there. She had allies coming, the Clockwork, and of course you've got TV the Prophet, but things are cooling down. Pugna has to run, Clockwork had to run. And they're here now, so and our sacrifice was kind of in vain.
Does feel like they need to get this Clockwork a few more levels though. Tome at level 10 is going to be very important. Ellis Ash, he's level 5, closing in on 6, but Katsor struggling a little bit to get towards the hook shot as the Fisher, this was awkward. ST,
he's doing the dance of his people.
He turned around and yeah, Clockwork forces that dance. Now the Fisher comes in. Now the damage from Benno can start to flow through the veins of the Clockwork, even through that armor, melting through it. As Exotic Deer sets up for top. That was just a gust to piss off Illidan. Get away from my tower. Doesn't belong to you. You don't have a Blightstone. Why are you even hitting it? Kinguin, they get the tier 1. Mid, gone. Bot, gone. Map control
TP down bottom.
being gained, and this is even more. Nico trapped in a Sprout. No real need to really commentate on that. Honestly, he's just blown up by the Pugna with that Veil.
Top lane there, looking near Illidan, but of course he's a Weaver. We'll probably start to see that little experience graph. Okay, it went up a bit for SFT. Went down a little with that kill, but classically, you start to see the net worth go up and up for the Drow lineup. But the experience starts to go down and down. Unless they're getting a lot of kills, usually there's just too much 5-man Dota. And then you can lose one of these fights because of all the extra skills, like on level 8 Weaver.
This is a bit awkward. Weaver, Illidan, no time lapse.
But what?
It was on
Oh
cooldown
my God,
for
it was like
3
1
seconds. Yeah, down to 1 second by the time he died. Venno in trouble now. Good Fisher from ST, but nothing to cut through the trees. Nico has no tangos, no quelling blade. The Sprouts are working out from Kinguin as they find 1 and 2 and looking for 3. Nisha learning to count here with the Pugna. Blast into Life Drain, kills him off. The Courier might be next. In comes the Tome of Knowledge. Pexu takes all the items. Nisha doesn't go for the kill on it, but they'll clear up this tower, no problem whatsoever. SFT, a little bit slow to get off the ground in this one, but Thompson has been kind of, calmly farming. Calmly getting himself up into the Veil, and now maybe looking for an aggressive play. No stuns, the Nightmare finally comes through. Drow Ranger caught at the last second. Pexu does get the disable. There's the nice little decrap coming out, and the life drain, but Illidan with the damage will clear that up. Nisha now has no mana. The stick shot has come out. Here's a decrap and a blast, but in comes Thompson. Remnants forward. Nisha in trouble. They've gone in too deep. He'll get the final click in, but he doesn't kill off Pexu, as he does have a magic stick, and that little bit of HP regen kept him up and running. Why did they stay, Trent?
Yeah, I don't know. That level 1 Pugna heal, not that effective on Drow either. Not quite enough to keep you up in those situations. More impressive when they're decrept and you're, destroying someone with magic or something and it's all jacked up, but in terms of a healing, I'm not sure if my support Pugna plans are going to work out after all, after seeing that. Yeah. A little bit too long, but still, pretty big gains for the Dire overall, I think. Maybe the comeback's going to hurt them too much, but yeah, they actually did lose almost 2k in terms of the lead.
It was a big chunk there, taken back. Item-wise, how are we actually getting on for the Dire
Blade
team?
Mail for Thompson.
Okay, Veil Blade Mail.
I like the Veil because it lets them fight, but there's the Fiend's Grip. Right on the Pathos.
Simple takedown.
Chance.
Easy peasy. That's the great thing about Bane, as a 5-role support, I think we touched on this earlier today, or maybe yesterday, but the ability just to kind of walk into the enemy jungle, and because you're a 5-role, not really care about dying, but you've got 2 disables. You can Nightmare one, grip the other. You hold them in place for heroes like Ember, like Weaver, with high mobility, with the kind of chance to get across the map and look for these kills very quickly. They're able to set up.
Speaking of looking for kills.
Oh yeah, hello.
Is that the best Echo Slam ever? Or we talked about this the other day too. If you guys haven't seen Ice Vortex and Pugna before, welcome to the show. It's called Quick Death. Lord.
There are lots of words for it. Illidan has to time out back off that Nature's Wrath damage as they've got the global power up and running. Elisash, of course, has hit 6. So has Clockwork, thanks to the Tome, as the Weaver spotted, hook shotted, trapped in the cogs now. Illidan dusted, but in comes the Ember, clearing through the HP of the Clockwork. Now Thompson runs out of mana, but the Nightmare onto AA slows things down. Burnt through a lot of his HP with a nice little brain sap there, but Nether Ward, hey, it does deter SFT from going for anything further. But in the meantime, Nico is having this wonderful PvE experience. He's bought himself a Quelling Blade, learned from his mistakes, no longer will be trapped inside Sprouts. Hand of Midas up, level 10 is coming, TPs himself away, and he successfully gets back to base.
By the way, Mr. STST, he died in 0.86 seconds. Just had to double check.
Oh, really?
Yep. That was the math on that. From the very first bit of damage. Depressing.
That's very sad.
Yeah. Are they going to be able to win this game, I wonder, for the Dire? Are they going to be able to hit their timing fast enough?
Take that.
15 minutes. I think usually around, like, the first Roche is kind of how I tend to assess Drow strats. See exactly when they're getting that, how likely it is, are they itemizing towards it. But this tier 2 mid is also looking to go down here, and that's going to help a lot for the Roche. I would like a Solar Crest on my Nature's Prophet in most games, but I can see these building into the Orchid, which obviously gets a Weaver and an Ember. Is designed to try and solve some of the control issues that they're going to have against this draft. And oh, maybe this Ember, speaking of which,
he's going to be able to jump.
Oh. Drow's bottom lane. I thought maybe she was already in this engagement. Been running for a while now. That Shadow Blade.
Oh, is Illidan catching this? Diffusal Blade. Damage. No stuns. Fisher was coming from ST, but he was just a little too far away. Moving swiftly.
Pexi was almost there too.
Yeah. It's about 900. Oh, wow, were they chasing this? Thompson wants in. Pugner turns back to battle. No more remnants here, but with a Fiend's Grip. Perfect disables the chase from SFT. Spot on as they take down the little green skeleton man. Now Illidan. Oh god, he wants more. Diffusal Blade on Ellis Ash. Oh, that's so much damage. With the Gust back from Exotic Deer, they're trying to keep him at bay. No Orchid yet from Furion yet, surely no. Still building in towards him, but Illidan's diving. Oh, another Diffusal Blade. He is hungry for kills. Another hit uphill, and well, a time-lapse back. As a sentry down, he's going to have to try and run this one off. It's dangerous work as the dust comes out from Kinguin, and he pays with his life.
Alright, that was pretty sweet that he put down the sentry before he died. That's a nice screw you moment from your support.
Oh, was that the AA?
Yeah, he placed it right before he died. He turned around and threw it down.
Nice.
Yeah.
Revenge.
Very much so. And there will be more dust now deserted for Katsor there. Alrighty. So, building in towards that Orchid, Pechos is getting close. But I'm not feeling it. I'm officially declaring this game done.
The Drow Ranger strat is lost.
On. Yeah, the Drow strat is done, so I don't think they can do it.
Maybe with his high ground hold on the shrine. Oh, fast Shikuchi there. The dust in onto Illidan. He can time-lapse. No, he can't. He's hook-shotted. Oh, very nearly. But he still dies. Now, Remnants forward. Drow Ranger barely TPs away. Thompson doesn't get the kill. They come back in with the Cold Feet of Sprout. The Fish are going to block them off. They can't really turn this back, SFT. Gale in the back end, looking for the Pugner. Pugner now coming back into this fight. Wants to go for the big battle. Doesn't want the 1v1. He wants to blast multiple people. But they get the Weaver, and everyone disengages, says, we've had enough of this. We do not want to engage anymore. Our Earthshaker needs to farm his Blink Dagger, and Illidan needs to stop dying in silly places.
Yeah, I mean, that might have been the Drow Shadow Blade that got him, but I'm impressed Exotic made it out of there. Damn, dude. Maybe they do have a chance.
Just maybe.
Maybe. I don't know. I still don't really feel it. The Blink from Shaker is just going to be so brutal up against them. The control, even if you bind all these control items, you still have to put them both onto a Weaver and an Ember Spirit, and you don't really have skills that counter them. You have the Drow Silence, sure, but that's so difficult to execute. Maybe Exotic can do it, but it's hard to count on that up against two very quick, slippery cores that also farm up very quickly and do well heading into later parts of the game. And then, let alone the fact that they're going to start building defensive items, then they're going to outscale you in terms of the farming. So the time is now for the Dire to try and win this one. Illidan, well, he finds a Clockwork. He's forced a hook onto STSD, maybe give himself a dignity. Oh my god.
That was a lot of damage. That was a lot of damage. And Illidan even got hit by that Ice Blast as it came in, but Nature's Wrath, dear lord. Level 2, the final bounce, kills off Earthshaker. Now they look for Nikwa.
Did 529 damage.
TP. Nikwa, is he okay? No, he certainly isn't. How much damage, Trent?
529. That's such a weird skill sometimes, man. You would think that that Shaker was veiled or something. That must have been the last hit.
Yeah, must have been.
529, huge. Level 2, across the map.
Absolutely huge.
Boom, there it goes.
What?
Yeah.
Are you applying Drought Ward to this thing now or something? Like, what
Hey,
is that?
It's a ranged hero with a ranged skill.
That must be how it works.
Give it some Drought Ward, you know? Just pump it up. I guess the good thing here...
He just exploded. That's half your HP. How is that fair?
It's not.
How is this balanced?
How is this balanced? I think the great thing here about the Kinguin lineup is that they are still able to some extent, pull SFT from one side of the map to the other. I think Pathos has done a pretty good job at that. You do worry, though, as Ember and Weaver start getting up and running, and once Bane has an item, like a Force Staff, which he's building into, the Bane will start, you know, hiding in these trees, waiting for the Prophet to start split pushing, catch him, and then SFT go and try and take the big team fight elsewhere, you know, forcing buybacks and stuff. But for now, Prophet's kind of moving people around, baiting them into positions where maybe they're not meant to be, and Clockwork and AA very good at exploiting that with their long-range artillery. Catching people a little bit off guard, but...
I just worry about their progression when Weaver and Ember, neither of them have bots. And somehow, the progression is still this stalled.
Also the high ground potential, right? Like how does Kinguin end the game? Like sure enough, this mid game they can pick off, they can split push, they can play the whole ping pong table tennis game from left to right, up and down, and drag SFT through the mud. But you need.
They needed that. Well, this is important though. They're getting the roast before the blink's done on Shaker, which I wasn't sure was going to be possible because it didn't look like they were able to get the space for it. But they've done that now. And then when they do go high ground, there is the Pugna Blast. So if Shaker messes up on a dunk, then they could just have Nisha running up and throwing his ulti over and over and over again. Or not his ulti rather, but his Nether Blast, and then having the ulti to back everyone up. Back everyone else up is also going to be very important.
They see the Shaker blink and they saw the smoke.
Tired here, guys.
You're fine, don't worry.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
I thought that was going to be a bit closer though. Shaker got his blink and they had a smoke and they were looking to angle towards the pit, but it looks like they wanted to try and make a play straight after as the Dire maybe group up to Shrine, or they group up to try and 5-man down a lane. Just it's those things that was 5 seconds different. If that had taken 5 seconds longer for Roshan to fall, if that Observer Ward wasn't there, if SFT had gone the other way with the Earthshaker blink, maybe they contest, maybe they find a fight around it. But Kinguin with the good timing, get the Roshan done. Aegis on the Drow. Pugna still a little bit squishy, but he's quickly moving in towards his Aghanim Scepter, about 750 gold away from it. And then we see the real big nasty damage come through as that cooldown is removed. And he'll have Veil, level 4 Vortex from the Ancient Apparition. Who is going to survive through it? Absolutely
nobody.
No one.
That is for sure. And that is the terrifying part about the strat. I do think Pugna's in a pretty cool and relatively balanced spot right now. Like, he's really obnoxious early, and then this whole Aghanims thing comes online, and you're just like, oh my god, this thing's crazy. But it's a lot of investment into basically all items that just boost magic in 0 defense, A little bit of armor, some HP regen from the Veil, then you just go max HP with the Aghanim Scepter, but the hero is still relatively squishy overall, so he's kind of in this later draft niche pick, which is why he also gets banned out in the second phase a lot, because you don't want someone to whip this guy out last pick and not have an answer for him. So we'll see if that's been the case here. Time to find the big dunk. Katsor's already prepped here, and that is also very important. He is the guy that needs to find Shaker. Right now their vision consists of this. They don't see the Shaker, they're not sure where he is, and Shaker needs to keep a good idea as to where they can see him. So they just spotted him there.
Oh, the ghost.
No Shaker's around.
Ember, maybe in trouble. The silence is about to wear off, but he's chain stunned. That Ice Blast on his head, exotic here to Ice Flick Echo with the Fisher. Illidan needs to get the job done though. Get in there with the damage. He's got a deer. Taking out the Aegis is now removed. But Nisha, Pathos, they turn back onto Illidan. He has a Sakuchi, but he's burnt down. He's killed off. There's no buybacks on the Ember or the Earthshaker. Weaver has returned to this game. But Kinguin, very, very healthy as they take the tier 3 low, forced to glyph. Illidan looks for the Nether Ward, but it's decrept up, and Nisha keeps it alive with that DD rune, turns back to silence. Nightmare keeps Illidan alive, at least for a little bit longer, has the Shikuchi away, force snapped out, I think there by Nikwa, but they're losing their racks. The double damage, Nisha, Pugna, ripping it to shreds. That's the first one, melee gone. Kinguin, they retreat. They got what they came for. With this finalized splash landing in, Nikwa will be a little bit annoyed with it, but he'll still hold the line.
Very nicely done. I mean, there's no doubt they're running like low on a window there. If it had been like 2 or 3 more minutes, and you don't get that's when like these bots have just come online for tops, and he didn't even get a chance to use them to like start the split push, and they're able to find their way into this lane, right up to the buildings, and then blow up a couple key targets right away too. So excellent use of the Aegis. They get the first Aegis and then first melee racks down relatively early, which means now we just start aiming for that second Aegis and the cheese to try and grab the second racks and hopefully close out the entire game. Best part is they got one of the side lanes, pretty important, so now they can start pushing in that top lane once they have the Aegis and the cheese, try and spread the D. They push for the victory. Also getting shrines is just so easy with Prophet. Treants versus wards. It's actually so dumb. A little StarCraft game going on in the Radiant jungle. Oh, here we go again. The macros coming through. Oh, what is this? There's a player here. This is cheating, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Unacceptable.
Bringing an Ultralisk to a Hydralisk versus little Zealot or Zergling fight. That's illegal. Surely not allowed. But as you said, since bottom lane is going to naturally be shoving in towards the ranged racks, Thompson tries to clear as much as he can, but this absolutely massive army of Kinguin, a bunch of Treants, they'll have the Nether Ward down, they're going to start shoving in.
Pugna's a little low on mana right now. Be going high ground. I don't think that's the plan. Oh, if they get a big catch here, though, it's going to be huge.
Drow Ranger, Clockwork
nice.
in onto Earthshaker. Great hook shot, forcing Illidan to pop his ulti as well. In the meantime, Ember Spirit with his Blade Mail running on forward, trying to find Pathos, but look at that damage into Venno. No ulti just yet from Nikwa, and Thompson kills the Nature's Prophet, but this is the Fiend's Grip onto the little green man. That's the problem here for Kinguin. Turns back with a life drain, but he is sapped down into the ground.
Though.
Thompson, what the hell is he up to? I don't know.
He used all 3 remnants chasing that Prophet, got the kill, but then he dies to the silence.
The defense is made, though.
Yes, that is true. They do get Cat Sword too, so that'll end up being worth in the end. It's about a 2k swing. It comes out to exactly 0 on the Dire. Really? Do you have this right now? Did you get the fight recap?
No, I didn't.
It says... What on earth? It is too. It's exact... No, that can't be right. Is it really? It's exactly 0. Wow, what are the odds? 247 gained for the Ancient Apparition. 66 gained for Clockwork, 213 gained for the Drow, and then 278 loss for the Prophet, 248 loss for the Pugna. It adds up. The math is good. It's 0. It just says gold. It's 0.
Wow.
Ah, that's pretty funny. And then it's 1902 gold for the Radiant.
Nice.
And a lot of experience. 5,120.
A lot. So what does that give us?
One word. A lot.
The animal.
Yeah. The big furry animal.
A big furry allot, yes. Oh,
Yeah, I sent you a screen cap just so you can enjoy it.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Can confirm he sent me a screen cap where it says 1,902 for the Radiant, 0 for the Dire.
I just like it looks so lonely, just a single digit.
Just
of
0. It would look better if it was like negative 300 or something, rather than a 0. Well, bottom racks, it is dropped by a creep wave. Not really a big worry, it was just a ranged one. But all of that money that came into the Radiant team, where is it actually being distributed to? There's a gem over on the Bane. He has put the Force Staff to the wayside for now. Weaver, BKB in about 200 gold, but Illidan slipping in acceleration-less farm, of course. Difficult when a Drow Ranger lineup is just shoving into your base. But Thompson's doing reasonably well. He's got now, I believe, a plate mail. Yeah, he's got the plate mail. He's moving into a Lotus Orb. Try and get that silence off of him, which is really obnoxious when you're being gusted and hit by the Orchid. And you don't necessarily want to buy a Manta style.
They've done a great job focusing him during all these fights. Oh, speaking of which, here it comes again. Shadow Blade into Orchid.
And with the hook shot as well, he will die. And he will be dead for a full minute, as he just bought the plate mail, so that means no buyback. High ground defense time now for SFT. Venom ulti, 10 seconds until it's up. No Plague Wards down just yet. The Fisher will try and hold off this marauding mass of Treants. Trying to get up onto the tier 3. Illidan has used his BKB.
The creeps weren't even here yet, bro. Gotta chill out, man.
That's a classic Illidan move.
Thinking.
A little bit of a misclick. And now, the high ground life drain from Pugna.
Someone get this Pugna on the high ground. Oh, I don't know if he was at the right angle, but Nico has a force staff.
Yeah,
because like when Jakiro comes up and he tries to throw the fire onto your tower, you aggressively force staff him. You can do the same thing to Pugna. Gonna back away now.
Get him on my high ground.
Oh, he went for the 200 HP though. I mean, I guess most Venos do, but he doesn't have the plus 150 cast range, so it can be a little harder to do it.
Ah, yeah.
Offensive force staffs are the most underutilized skill in Dota 2. My official opinion.
They're so hype when they happen as well. If you notice it happens.
I think it's like Universe just plays clock and suddenly he can offensively force staff, but anyone plays any other hero, it just like never gets used.
Smoke out.
My personal favorite, I think this happens like once every single Dota game I play, is whenever you're like ahead in the game and I always play support, but I place the ward up on their high ground and they come to de-ward it and you just force staff them down. I swear to God, that's won me so many games in Dota. Like, it's how you break the defense every single time. Some idiot walks up like, oh, 300 gold. So good.
And then you send them down.
Do recommend.
Oh dear, look, wait, hang on. No, surely not.
I was actually about to lose. Oh, yo, that would have been hype. Oh, yo,
They catch Thompson. Can they kill him? Remnant away means that the answer is no. No, they cannot, but like you see right there, like we don't even have to say anything, but Illidan down to, what was that, like a third of his health, a quarter of his health?
Yeah, a little less, I'd say. Yeah. It's crazy that when he time lapses, the target stays on you. That's hilarious to me. Like, what an absurd skill, and now he's just getting rushed. I love the hand animation that comes with it.
Come to me! He's like doing a little dance, isn't he? You know, swaying with the motion.
It's amazing though, because it looks so good right now. You're just like, oh, this is insane. Like, how did this happen? But then, if you don't get that first Rax down bottom, this whole strat can just fall apart if it's not done soon enough, you know? Every wave could be like here right now or something. But just that little bit of an offset helps so much.
Yeah.
And getting yourself into that second Roche, having this Aegis and Cheese. Aegis on the Pugnas, he's going to be the one who will be approaching the tower the closest. I think that makes sense.
Close to 2,000 HP now, and is that a full BKB? Oh, it's not just one, it's two. Two BKBs, Aegis and Cheese. Sounds like a good combo from KFC or something, honestly. Drow Ranger and Pugna pick up their fresh, fancy new items. And away they go, down the mid lane. Let's look for this second Rax. And potentially look for the game here. Illidan, do not press your BKB button too early, my friend. Also, you might want to upgrade your Diffusal Blade, but he's holding on to buyback for now. Has to be careful with his jam on Capsule. They can see him, and with Life Drain continuing to hold the vision of the target as long as he's in range. Very, very difficult to get away from it, even if you are high ground and think you're inside the fog. Illidan up on the front lines, Nico at half HP. Ice Blast flies across under his head for the Blink Echo. Catching the Pugna, down goes Aegis. Cold Feet takes down ST, Earthshake is gone. And Thompson, silenced and in the trees. Can't really move around too much. They found the pick off on the Bane in the back, and Illidan still running around alive. The remnants now fly forward as Thompson clears up the ancient apparition. The buybacks starting to flow through here. AA buys back as well. Fisher starts things off. Searing Chains with a sleight of fist catches out onto Nisha, but Illidan is so low HP, he can't go in. The life drain back onto the blade mailing Ember Spirit does a bit of damage, but it's not going to be enough to clear up the second life of this Pugna. He regens up so nicely as well. Off the creeps, he goes into full HP, blasting away and life draining Nikwa. Illidan low HP. Thompson decraps his life. Going down after the Flame Goddess, but Ice Blast flying through, but not quite going to clip onto him.
Oh, they're doing a great job here, though. The fact that if you have to burn the Echo to get the Aegis, you've probably lost. And it's just not working out right here for the Radiant. And the BKB is done. Nisha standing tall here. Building's not.
And they have the cheese on the Drow still, and the BKB. Well, if SFT want to go, they'll go now. Elisash trying to draw them away from his team. He bought back, but he will still force himself into the enemy as the Cogs push Illidan back a touch there, second time again. Illidan struggling to catch up to this Pugna, who is very speedy. 380 movement speed towards the shrine. It is active. Illidan with the swarm. This is now or never. The Bane, the BKB comes out. The Ghost won't land, but they see him. The time-lapse has to come through. He's battling uphill. This is not the best. The Blade Mail from Nikwa doesn't do enough, and the Bane is going to fall with Illidan dying. It's GG. They tap out, and we're going to go to a game 3. Kinguin even things up against SFT.
Stellar execution. Kind of looked like last game for SFT. Had a game plan, followed it through. Pugna last pick was a very smart call. Gave him that easy way to burst down those earliest of structures. And the rotations in the early game were super important too. I thought they maybe lulled a bit during the mid game compared to most of the more successful draft strats we see. It was like